Hey, how's it going? No, you had said the audio was out of sync. So, someone said the audio was out of sync, so I was just restarting the stream. Hopefully, this is fixed a little bit. Welcome back, by the way. We are styling our digits for our timer. Let's see. I'm thinking that this will like take an integer between 0 and 9, um, or really just a character between 0 and 9. Oh, good. Thanks for the audio feedback. And it'll sort of display it at a fixed width, but still using the font, um, the default font. I didn't really like the monospace font that Apple provided, so this is kind of a workaround for that. Um, and we can do the scaled metric again. Let's start with, I don't know, 5, and we'll take it from there. This is for body. But we don't need to say the type because it's implied from the wrapper. Google has free monospace fonts, lots of style. Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess I want a font that doesn't necessarily look monospaced, but I need monospace spacing from it. So even if I do pick out a new font, I think I would still use this idea of a digit view. Um, I might even like draw my own, but no, I'm not going to draw my own. Who am I kidding? Making fonts is out of scope of my abilities, I guess. Say that. Okay, so coming back to our duration view, we want to use this digit view, and I guess we want to pass in like bold or not, or like the two options here. Oh, nice. Something like that. Um, and this would be, I guess we're kind of assuming we're going to get. I think there's not much developer in Twitch. Yeah, I've seen a few other people. Yeah, it seems like there's not that many of us. Um, Lots of work. There's a Figma plugin that can export vector shapes as font. Oh, really? Wow, that is actually relevant to my interests for other apps that I work on. But I guess that's outside the scope of this stream right here. take a look at that later. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That sounds useful for some of my other projects. Uh, let's see. Are you working in a comp? I'm not sure what you mean by a comp there. Oh, I mean, just it's just me. Um, just my indie company. Very bare bones website at the moment at Sincere Labs. We're getting there. So we need like some sort of adaptation between a int64 of you know 1 or 2 digits into 2-digit views. I'm just wondering if I learn Swift UI clearly and nice, I can find a work. Um, I don't know. The job market's very fuzzy right now. I'm not sure. I definitely don't want to make any promises in either direction there. Um, but I personally love Swift UI, and so I learn it for making my own apps and my own appreciation of design. So you need like a last digit and a previous to last digit. Uh, on an int64, I guess. Um, and this becomes perhaps an H stack for now. Perhaps this will escape to be its own view at some point. And of course, we need to reorder penultimate and last. Okay, so let's define these two helpers on int64. And I guess this will be a string. Um, Man, it's been a long time since I've done this. Getting the last digit. I guess you. Oh, it's just mod 10, right? Then make a string out of that. I'm going to try making a font in Figma for 0 to 9, colon, and dash. Oh, cool. ultimate digit. This is mod 100 mod 10, right? Minus mod 10. Guess we can write some unit tests to test these. Int 64 digit tests. Testable import. What is this? App import xc test. Xc test case. Test last digit. Let's see. Int 64 of, I don't know, 20. Dot last digit. This should be 0, I suppose. And then xct assert equal. Yeah, this is in tests. Am I not getting the little test runner thing? Yeah, hit Command U, what happens? Oh, now it shows up. Okay, that succeeded. Okay, and let's try some stuff for penultimate digit. This should be 2, and this should also be 2. Oh, they both failed. Got 0. Maybe I should vary these up a little bit. Oh, we should also test just 0 should equal 0. Okay, so that passed. What did it get instead? It got 20. Maybe we divide by 10 at the end there? Oh, this needs to go inside, and perhaps this needs to go in parens. So isolate. This gets us the last 2 digits. This gets us the final digit, and we subtract it, so we're down to 0. Then once we divide by 10, that should be the final digit. Yeah, there we go. And we can do test over here as well. Cool. It seems to be working. That's a good number of test cases. Oh, we should try negatives, maybe? Shouldn't be a difference with negatives. We'll put it at the end, actually. That'll be 2. And, oh, and this can be, should be 5. -5 is not equal to 5. Oh, so I guess we need to do absolute. There we go. And then coming back to our digit view, so it takes a string. And if we build, what was this being called? From duration view, lots of wideness. Okay. Let's re-indent. Okay, that looks right-ish. And what does our preview look like? Well, you just built, so I think you just need a second push. Ooh, that's a lot of space. Um, let's put some background color on this. Waiting for the preview to spin itself around. It's putting its separations in kind of a weird spot, huh? Um, even though we have the frame set to the width, it's quite wider than that. Let's see. Let's set this down to 5. Okay, that is not enough. Oh, it's because of this thing. The spacing 0. Let's try that and move this back up to 10. Wait for it to spin around. Okay, now let's spin it. Is 10 the right number? What if we make this 15? Let's see here. We need a little bit of space around the uh, separator. That padding horizontal. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's take off that green background. So it's just kind of a plain bold. It doesn't pop as much as it did previously. We also increased the font size. Let's see what it looks like in the app. Yeah, it doesn't really pop. I did like that larger size. Does that mean we need to have two different widths here? See dot font. So is bold is kind of our way of saying is highlighted, which perhaps we should or is emphasized. Perhaps we should change the name of that. If it's bold, I guess we had title 2 previously um, for body. Now, is this scaled width going to scale? Is this scaled metric going to scale with this font? I don't think so, unfortunately. Yeah. I guess I would want it to be the right size so it could be emphasized. Um, let's try 15. Yeah, I guess getting the exact right style is something that would be more appropriate for Figma than for uh, fussing around like this. Um, I like, I kind of want this to, I'm not exactly sure what I want it to look like. Um, I guess in this view, I want everything to line up. I think that would look best. Um, that seems to be coming at a little bit of cost because the unemphasized digits um, look kind of small. Um, unfortunately, let's see. Uh, well, let's put that idea on the back burner. Um, what does our preview for the main app look like? Yeah, the extra space on those two zeros is not is not inspiring. Um, I guess the last app I put out, the only feedback I got was it doesn't look good, and when folks use the font scaling. So I guess I want to make sure that this app starts with um, good font scaling to begin with. Other than the spacing, this is coming along. Um, maybe it doesn't in fact need to be consistent. Well, no, I'm not sure. It's going to be something I figured out another time. Exactly the right spacing and layout. I think I said that, but I kept thinking about it because that's how my brain works. It just keeps going sometimes. Let's see. We have just over an hour left on the stream. So let's commit this work here. We made a view for individual digits. Ooh. Let's see. I guess what's kind of next maybe is, notification when the timer finishes. Oh, we're not actually showing a negative number yet, are we? Kind of doing the constant width font thing, kind of half credit on this one. Um, but yeah, we do need to show negative. Okay, glad I have this list. Let's do that real quick. So that would be in the duration view. Um, oh, thank you. I guess if it is negative, we want to a show a text of a negative sign. So I guess one of the things I want to do with this is to uh, one of the main motivations for making this is timers that I can see how far ago they actually rang. Um, Sometimes you're in the middle of doing something and specs. My glasses? I'm not sure what you're asking for there. I'm happy to answer it. What do you mean by spec? Um, Computer specs. Oh, it's a MacBook with the M1. So I can show negative perhaps by turning the background red and showing a negative perhaps, which will definitely be bold. Let's see, let's get some negative times in here. Um, oh, right, because I'm alternating is showing hours or not, just to see what it would look like. So this one does look a little silly, huh? Um, and then in the cell, you can show a different background color. Oh, we have a nice thing for this. And then I guess this is now kind of a multi-level if statement. Um, it is active. We also want to check if it's gone over time. Um, so that would be something like active run dot. Ooh, doing a math here. This should be a helper for sure. Um, Where's the last time we did some math for this? Uh, Editor only. Active duration view. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. There's this remaining duration. So maybe this should move from this duration view onto an active run. Close the other tabs. Run record. I kind of followed and my internet went off. Welcome back. This will compute a new duration based on its current start time and the intended duration. And I guess for now, we'll keep this dot now in here, but I would like to move it out at some point. So let's see if this will be active run dot remaining duration. And then in the cell view, says fantastic. Yeah, welcome back to the stream. Here we can say if the remaining duration is negative, maybe show a red background for the cell. Let's see, so what would be the best way to do that? We could do a multi-level ternary. That seems like a bad idea. Maybe we'll do if the active run is there, otherwise we'll return green for the the ready state. Otherwise we'll check active run dot remaining duration dot is negative. This can be a ternary. This will be perhaps red for now. These are all colors. Oh, it needs a return statement. I guess I should make a timer with smaller windows, so we have to wait 30 seconds to see a negative timer. And while we're at it, we can make a fixture for an expired timer, an overtime, I suppose. Let's go to our fixtures. Static let overtime Ramyan, perhaps. Be a run record with a new ID. And this refers to this fixture section up here. Timer.ramyan.id. Start time will be now minus see, so it's a 4-minute timer. See, now minus 5, I guess. We'll aim for 1 minute over. The intended duration will be just the same one from the timer. I'm hoping to have you can like extend the timer by a certain amount of time, and so that'll be different from the the original duration. That's why the original duration is on that run. It'll be interesting data to keep track of preparations. Oh, so I ran it again, so I didn't see the negative. Okay, but if I go to the app to see, oh, bring in the canvas. That's what I want. canvas is here. Unpause the preview. I don't see the expired timer there. Um, right, because I guess I'm only getting the way it's computing active timers right now is it's loading from the database using a little bit of math actually. Um, and I guess as timers can go over time, um, we want to mark mark completed on a timer. Timer isn't over until it's been marked completed. So I guess that's actually a modeling change that we want to do to support that. Um, we did make some good progress here. Um, I really want to see that red background though. Maybe by the time we finish writing the commit message, it'll be 30 seconds. Let's see, so show red for overtime hours. What else did we do? Showing the negative sign, that's doesn't deserve a comment. We did move remaining duration computation is now on the run record. Oh no, so it's negative, but the color didn't change. Okay. Is this not working? Well, something about it is working because we do see this little minus, so it is in fact negative. I guess we'll put a breakpoint in there, um, and or what? Um, how are we determining negative on the duration view? This one here. Just is negative on the units. Okay, and here it's is negative on the remaining duration. Does that delegate through? Yeah, it goes through to the units. Oh, this is doing, shouldn't be here. Maybe I was just left over because I don't think anything was, oh my, something was calling. Why is this keeping track of the duration out here also? Oh, so is that what it was? It just didn't redraw? Hmm. Yeah, because these just take the timer in directly um, and do all the computation of what to do in there. And then out here, I guess it computes it once and then it doesn't really recompute. Fascinating. This is about like where do we when do we redraw? Um, but I guess this is about to is this about to change? I mean, we do want to make a database change to keep track of when a run has completed. Um, I guess we do want to also um, I guess we need to check on the timer with whether or not to change the background color. So I have to do a computation out here also. Feels a little wasteful actually. Um, Having like two timers for each cell. I wonder if there's a way we can do something about that. And I guess this could provide a binding for the cell to read. Um, Seems a little backwards. Um, oh, thank you so much for the follow. Um, I don't want to do like the computation like up at this level and pass things down, and that's kind of how we started this project, and then we like pushed everything into these two subviews, um, and now it seems we need to get some some data back out of those, um, because it was only during the active that we needed to do a timer. Um, so perhaps there's like an active cell view and then a regular cell view, because what's repeated? We have the Z stack, we have kind of the bottom part there. Switch back here. We have the bottom part, and that that's we could pull that out like a timer label view. Um, that's that wouldn't be too difficult. Um, ooh, yeah, I guess it's this cell color is based on computation. Okay, so where are we at? We do have some changes. Um, oh, because we were about to commit, and then we noticed that the backgrounds the cell wasn't changing color. So let's go forward with that commit, knowing that we need to rearrange some stuff so that the cell background color will will change. Um, yeah, we have a cell, and I want to make a. Let's try this out. Let's see how it goes. Let's make an also an active cell. Import Swift UI extension timer grid struct active cell. Yeah, it depends on how what kind of copy pasting we want to do, I guess. Um, I guess here it's just we just make a cell for each timer, and then that cell is responsible for checking if that timer is active or not. Especially since it's lazy, we don't want to load too much into memory at the start. Let's see, Silicon Sorcery says you can get a TTF font from the Figma plugin. Can't assign the glyphs to the correct code. No documentation. Looks like the author was using it to export icons as a font. I need a better font viewer on Mac OS. Sounds like an app idea. I will Google search first. Let's see. Yeah, so when I'm looping through the timers, I don't want to check if it's active or not. I guess the cell is responsible for showing an active cell or a dormant cell, I suppose. Um, and then there can be components that are shared, like the timer, a timer label, uh, little V stack there. Actually learning JS, lurking, and studying. TY for being a coding buddy. Oh, right on. We also love the lurkers. Thank you for the support. Um, timer grid dot the I guess timer label view. This will take a timer and display the things that we need from it. Which is currently this bit here. And this is all inside of a vertical stack. So here, instead of saying the vertical stack directly, we can say label view with the timer, because that's going to be the same on active and inactive mode. Let's see. So I guess this body should decide whether to show the active state or the inactive state. Am I going to repeat the rounded rectangle and the Z stack? I was kind of hoping to keep that sort of at the top level. But it turns out that the cell color is kind of dependent on if it's an active or inactive state. Um, but maybe there's something clever we can do. Maybe there's something clever we can do. But until then, let's continue on this active cell view. And for now, we're going to copy paste the rounded rectangle in. We want to get things to look right before we do too much refactoring or cleanup or disambiguation, because well, maybe we'll learn something along the way. Let's see, so active cell is going to have a VStack. Of yeah, the active duration view and then the label view. Um, I'm imagining some of the stuff inside of active duration view is going to come out of there and into this active cell. That's what I predict. We'll see what happens. So out here, if we have an active run and we want to show the active cell, otherwise we want to show I guess we need like a dormant cell or a ready cell, sort of the opposite of the active cell. Um, uh, Inactive, dormant, ready, pending. I guess ready cell. That feels good. That's the um, current paradigm. With a timer that's ready, you tap on it and it starts. Extension timer grid, and we'll say this is the ready cell. It's going to have a body, but also a timer. It's going to copy some things from here. There's that did tap with the Z stack. Cell color here is currently green for the ready state. Did tap? Yes, we need to copy that function in. Oh, it's just calling start. So we can delete that. We'll just the button in this file, the old cell, will just do nothing for now while we build this out. And here is the start function. We can delete this from here. This goes in the ready cell. We need one less curly brace. We call this start or did tap. I like calling it start. And then we need a reference to the database, and we can get that out of the environment. So we have our environment values set up so that app database is the current app database, whether it's the fixture database in a preview or the live database when we run the simulator. Oh, I have my curlies just a little out of whack. Oh, and the timer always exists now. We don't have to do a card there. That's nice. That's one benefit of this approach. Then let's see. So on top of the green rounded rectangle, it's going to have the duration view with the current timer, and then the label view with a this feels nice and succinct. I like how this part turned out. Active cell to a call that takes no arguments. Oh, well, we need to fix that, I suppose. Well, needs those things. Yes, and I think the timer is going to come out to here. Comment this out for now, and or let's set it to blue for now. Actually, the current active color. We haven't really done any color work yet. We're using default colors. Okay, are we building? Cool. Active cell, or called it ready cell. The timer. And then all this kind of disappears. You know, wrap this in a group. I guess we'll say like not found for now here. This disappears. This disappears. This disappears. So now the cell is responsible for loading the timer and the active run of the database and showing either active cell or ready cell. It's kind of a loading template. I would like to bring in have like a cell background so that this not found isn't just floating off in space, and this aspect ratio probably goes in something more view focused. Like we could have one way to do it be to have a state of like background color, background. Defaulting to green. And that could be like a binding that we pass down. I'm not sure. Let's see. The other idea, from aside from a state binding that we kind of pass down to these subviews, is to have a cell background view. That takes in content. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Sure yet. let's see. So coming back to the active cell, because we're kind of repeating Z stack and rendered rectangle, and maybe the aspect ratio should be down here. Um, feels like a little disjointed, because like this kind of makes me want to say like this should be like cell background with like current background color, and then there's content. Like that's like this could work well also, because this becomes sort of like a template, like you would use in like React or something like that. Um, it takes content and then a background color. Um, and then this is also responsible for getting the app area, perhaps. Um, like I said, not sure yet. But what I am sure about is that uh, all this stuff should come over to the active cell. Active cell, we're going to want to blink the colon. We're going to want to update duration on an interval, um, and change the background. So this makes it to be a color here, I guess. Let me see. And then, what is active duration view doing? This used to own the timer because it would blink itself. I guess we're taking a bunch of that stuff. Oh, this is all just well, this is all just coming up and out of there. Active duration view might be disappearing here. Come on, go back. There we go. So no one is using active duration view anymore. Do we get everything out of it? I think so. The background color is active run dot remaining duration dot negative. If it's negative, it's red. Otherwise, blue. Ooh, everything turned blue. Um, let's see. I'm going to set the foreground color. Foreground color should come not all the way out here. It should be at the cell level where the button was. Where did the button go? The button was in, yeah, the ready cell had a button. But this Z stack needs the foreground color to counteract that. There we go. So that's kind of working. And I guess we're updating the color like every half second. But I think SwiftUI is smart enough to know that the color hasn't changed and not actually do anything to the UI. See it on 0 for a while there, huh? The color's changing. Cool. So we have the background color changing when the timer goes negative. Let's see. Um, so we were talking about marking a timer as done. Um, I guess we can check off show negative. How to stop a timer? Inspect a timer. Maybe if it's running and you tap it, then it stops. Or tapping brings the timer to forefront, which I think is the same thing as inspect. So let's merge those two. That done. Um, let's see. I have about 30 minutes left of the stream. We could try to get a background template for these cells. Um, oops, didn't do that. I'm going to put duration at the bottom. Table view cell. Um, see, a background, or alternatively, we could have stuff that sort of filters back up to the cell wrapper, or we could have something that gets reused. I guess are the two options. Um, User filtering back up. Guess what? Sitting here and thinking about it isn't isn't going to solve it. Um, I guess we have to just try both and see what happens. Um, let's make a note for what we're doing. It's gotten really long. I should have emptied this out at the beginning of the stream. Um, Cell background. Um, one of oops, one of two approaches. template versus at bindings, I guess. I guess I'm leaning towards a template that gets reused because um, each cell has its own on tap, and that feels more natural, I think, with a template. Um, However, we're kind of already doing the a cell that loads stuff. Um, so like we already have the um, framework for an app binding, um, but it could be argued that this is doing too much. Like this should be a not found cell or something like that. Um, because it gets initialized with a timer ID. Oh, what if it just gets initialized with a timer? Then we don't have to do an if let there. That'll save us a little bit, I guess. Too many close curlies. I guess this one. Arguments. Yes, they're passing the whole timer record now. With SwiftUI, you can like factor it any way you want, and the best way isn't always obvious right off the bat. Um, so we started making the cell template, just sketching out what it might look like to help think through the best approach. We'll definitely have content, where content is any kind of view. And of course, it would have a body, and the body would be, as we know, it's going to be a D-stack with an aspect ratio of 1. And it's going to have that rounded rectangle with a corner size of 16. And then it's going to have the content in that. And all of this is going to be inside of a button. Which I guess will be an action that it can be initialized with. And then I guess we still kind of need some kind of way to get the background color, which is the foreground color here. So then how would we use this? Um, let's see, so this would be cell template, I guess, with, can I say background color, active cell. Currently we haven't defined an action for it yet. And I think I can do it like this. Oh, maybe it's because, okay, so commas in, but this last one, I can put a close paren there. Yeah, so who's gonna own the background color, I guess. Um, I guess it could be a binding that gets passed into the template. Where do we put the template? Don't have enough curly braces. Oh, it completely, completely disappeared. Oh, because say foreground color primary. It changed to be the same color as the background. There we go. Really waits a while on 0 there. Um, cool. So this could be the template. Um, if we did it for the ready cell as well, the background color would be green, which we can say is a constant. And the action is this start function that we have. And then the content is all of this. Yeah, so that's, oh, it's not blinking anymore. Ooh, let's fix that. I'm calling toggle on blink. Sure why it's not blinking anymore. Um, but I guess this is what the template approach might look like. Um, means this comes out of here. We kind of have like, oh, I think that means we could remove the group also, actually. So the cell, the timer grid.cell is responsible for loading a possible active run if it exists. And then show an active cell or ready cell. Then these cells themselves are responsible for remembering to call cell template. I guess it has to remember to call cell template, which doesn't feel so good. Let's put this on a branch and try out the different approach. Let's see. See, so another way of doing it would be that this cell is responsible for doing what this template's doing. So it would have a binding for the background color. Oh no, this would be the state. Maybe it'll be a binding. I think. Let's see. Oof. Okay, I guess it's going to have to be initialized with something there. So I guess it has to be a state. And start off as clear, I guess. And then how do we get like an action out of the cell for what to do when clicked? I guess this part is somewhat easy. This becomes a group with foreground color of primary. But then once we wrap it in a button, it's yeah. Once you wrap it in a button, you want to call action. Where does action kind of come from? As a state, like that doesn't feel right. Besides, I don't think these are identifiable. We might have some problems with that. See, this one's a little bit easier, so let's do this one. So this would be the contents. Let's see, at binding of the background color. Yeah, that's weird, right? It's like we have to set something on this on up here. Yeah, this approach is feeling pretty awkward. Yeah, I don't like this. I guess the template approach is kind of the better approach, huh? Um, Let's revert that. And I guess promote this out to its own file. Import Swift UI there. I feel like this cell might need like a different name. Oh, this doesn't need to be on timer grid. This can just be a timer label view. It's basically independent. It's not tied to the cell structure the way that the other files in this folder are. I'm going to take it out of that namespace, and then the compiler will tell us where we need to make changes. Okay, so here's the ready cell. It's a cell template with just a little bit of content. We have the active cell. Oh, we're doing this Z stack. We don't need to be doing. That was two curlies. Let's see. Tyler will not lie to us. Okay, we need to take off too many. Okay, maybe this on receive should go outwards a little bit. Yeah, that looks right. Just the the blinking still isn't working for some reason. Telling it to toggle every time we get a around the every time the timer publisher comes back around. Um, Maybe this doesn't need to be a state. No, it switches once and then it doesn't. State object. Oh, okay. No. Um, so we can see that the duration toggles updates. We can see that background color updated. These are all things that are at states. Um, with animation. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm not sure if um, that would help or not. in the receive. It's just blinking. Let's give it a try though. Oh, now it's now it's animating in and out actually. Okay. I think it kind of needs its own its own blinking timer. Um, it's a little too fast. Or we could do it with uh, it's even or odd perhaps. um, so that's every other second. Into int divided by 2, or I guess modulus by 2. Oh, it's a date. You value that time interval since reference date, I guess. That's that's funny. It like pulses in and out. I'm moving the with animation inside the if. Still getting that weird behavior. Well, I guess it's on every half second. Um, modulus 1, that's not the right thing. Um, I guess we could print a few things here. Print new value dot time interval since reference date, and we'll also print uh, whatever it got here. Let's see what we get in the log. A little bit of print line debugging. Keeps coming back as true. It's never false. Interesting. Oh, I need to right, because it's this part. Oh, plus I'm doing the print inside. Wow, I'm a genius. Okay. Let's see, times. Just kind of want like every other, really. Um, okay, getting a little bit somewhere. It's the right tempo, but it's still. Is it too fast? I mean, getting the right speed is something I can do off stream. It's just getting it to work is what I'm concerned with now, especially since we have about 3 minutes left in the stream. Um, We slow it down by doing mod 4. We do that. How many places is that? Like 5? It's acting so weird. Used something to convert SVG to TTF. It almost worked. Let's see. So I think at 102, it looked decent enough, even if it's not the exact tempo I would prefer. Something that in use we can. Now let's remove the print line. Cool. Yeah, so we did the cell background. We went with the template method. Binding, we could not get to work away. Let's put a strike through that. Number 3 will not convert. Anyways, back to what I was doing. That means you got numbers 0, 1, and 2 to convert. We fixed the blink with this template. And this is the approach we're going, so we can merge this into the main branch. Zero, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No 3. Computers, man. Right, to real time. Well, I think this is about time to wrap up for me. Because this is an iOS 16 app, it can't be published to the App Store yet. I'm thinking that maybe I'll give subscribers access to the source code for this if anyone's interested. And of course, there's the usual Discord for subscribers as well. If you have questions throughout the week, I'm happy to help out. I even used the SVG from 2S3. It still does not work. Wow, I wonder what's going on there. That is fascinating. Let's see. You can follow me on Twitter for stream updates or in the Discord for subscribers. I stream every weekday at 2 p.m. on weekdays, New York City time. My website has links to my current apps on the App Store and to my YouTube where I post stuff. Maybe the pro version is required. 3 is not for amateurs. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me and sharing my creative process with me. Thank you for the new follows and the new subscriptions. It means so much to me to be able to do this. Uh, it's not free. Cool. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, or night, wherever you are. And I'll check back with you again tomorrow. Um, oh, and if you have Amazon Prime, remember you can get a free Amazon Prime Twitch subscription once a month. Be sure to give it to a creator out there. It would mean the world to them. Good night.